right, let's get right into it. Let's talk about breastfeeding with breast implants. Before I get too deep into this video, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I am not telling anyone what to do, just sharing my experience in case it will help somebody else with what they're going through. So, don't get mad at me for anything I'm talking about. It's just what I went through, what I experienced, and I just wanted to share that. So, be nice. All right. So, if you are new, my name is Gabby, and we are going to talk about breastfeeding, or at least my experience. I got breast implants about 4.5 years ago. When I got them, we were not planning on starting our family when we did. I honestly don't think that I would have gotten them if I would have known we were going to have a baby 4 years after. But I don't know. Hindsight 2020, all that. Suffice to say, it has been an uphill battle the entire time trying to breastfeed having implants. Now, when I got them, my location of implants was decided based on being able to breastfeed. They went under the muscle and the incision was under my breast to give me the best chance of not messing up my milk ducts because I knew I wanted to breastfeed when I did eventually have children. And when I did get my surgery, they told me that when you do get pregnant, we can go in and empty out your implant so that the growing and stretching of your breast isn't so, painful or intense. And so in the back of my mind, I always logged that away as what I would do. But again, did not plan to have a baby 4 years later. And the deal is, if you drain the implant, you absolutely, after you're done breastfeeding, have to get them removed and get them replaced, which adds a whole other, financial element. And in this stage of our life, I don't have that kind of money to burn. I spent a long time saving up the cash to get the implants in the first place. And when we found out we were having a baby, getting that surgery done again was not on the table. Like, even if I could get them drained for a reasonable amount, getting the whole removal and replacement surgery, it's just like not a realistic expense when you have a baby coming. Like, it was not in the cards for us. So I went in to the pregnancy being like, okay, it'll be fine. My boobs will stretch out fine. And, maybe after I'm done breastfeeding, they'll settle and look even more natural than they did before. Because, when you get breast implants, they're kind of like, they're perky, they're tight, they're, good to go. So in my mind, I was like, I'll stretch out the skin. After I'm done breastfeeding, they'll get a little saggy and look totally natural. It'll be great. But I did not know how much of a struggle breastfeeding with implants was going to be. Let's begin with the initial milk coming in. Honestly, not that big of a problem. I didn't experience like an engorgement type situation that a lot of people go through even without implants. My milk came in, it definitely came in, but I was never in a lot of pain because I knew to like get pumping right away. And so I did. So there was never really a pain engorgement problem right out the gate. But what did happen was that my milk did not come in right away. Now, I can't say that that's an implant issue. I know that happens for a lot of people, a lot of first-time moms. It just took like an extra day or two for it to come in, which gave my daughter a bit of a weight issue out the gate. We had to immediately supplement with formula because she lost too much weight in the first couple days. And so the pediatrician told me, keep breastfeeding, always breastfeed first, but as soon as you're done breastfeeding, give her a bottle on top. And her weight came right back up. So we were good there, but she was always on the lower end in the weight spectrum. She was at I think her lowest percentage was like ninth percentile in weight, which was super scary, and I hated that. I hated it. But As of right now, she's 10 months old and she's in 30th percentile. So still under the average, but way, way, way better. We supplemented with formula for at least 2 or 3 months, and the doctor said she's doing great on her weight. There's nothing to worry about anymore. You can go ahead and slowly start backing off of the formula and switch back into fully breastfeeding. And so that's what I did. I started backing off of the formula over the next few weeks. And at the same time, we were also dealing with a dairy intolerance, which took us, I think, 2 months to figure out what was going on there. So it's just another issue in all of this. But I was switching back to breastfeeding, and she was just cluster feeding and angry, and like, I was not making enough milk. No matter what I tried, I was not making enough milk. And I was pumping and trying to feed her more, and it was a struggle. I could not get my supply up, and I could not figure out why I couldn't make enough milk. Well, something I did not know was the whole scientific process of how you make milk in the first place. So when your body is making breast milk, it's stored in these little pouches called alveoli. Now, when you have breast implants, the space that you have in your breast for these alveoli to hold milk is compressed because there's already something in there pushing on them. So when the milk comes in, they can't fully expand to hold the maximum amount of milk because there's so much pressure on them already. So you create a milk supply problem that there's not really anything you can do about because there's not room, which I did not know about beforehand. I should have done the research. I think I was just kind of sticking my head in the ground about the whole thing because I, didn't want to get rid of my implants. So while I'm struggling to increase my milk supply, trying to feed her more, pump more, none of that matters. There is not enough space in my breast to hold more milk. Queen is awake. Yeah, do you see yourself? Oh, so sleepy. Okay, so where was I? Before I knew that I just was never going to be able to make more milk, I took lactation pills. More recently, I was drinking the mother's milk tea. What else did I try, Bino? I tried every variety of pumping. I tried the manual pumps. I tried one of the what is it called? I'll pop up a picture of it on the screen, but I tried one of the plug-in pumps. One thing that I didn't try for a long time was hand pumping. Nobody ever really teaches you how to milk yourself. Just gonna throw that out there. I never even tried. Didn't know how, didn't really get it. But a couple months ago, I figured out how to do it, and I started doing that more to try to just regularly empty my supply out so my body would just keep making it. But that led to a whole other slew of problems with the aggressive amounts of pumping and pushing on my breasts. You can't really be... How do I describe this without visually showing you? When you push the breast milk out, you do a lot of this motion. When you do that with implants in, you can shift your implant out of place. And I did that. I was on the war path to increase my milk supply, and I was pumping and pushing on my boobs, and my left one fell out of its little cocoon inside my chest. This area flipped forward. I could feel the edge of my implant towards the front of my breast. It was so freaking painful. Oh, I don't even know how to describe it. I was so worried. I went to Matt and I was like, something bad just happened. Something really, really bad just happened. And I had him feel it. He's like, yep, that seems bad. And unfortunately, this happened at 5:15 p.m. on a Friday, right after my surgeon's office closed. So I couldn't call them and ask them what to do or what was going on. So I slept on my back that night, and when I woke up, it had fallen back into place. So I thought we were in the clear. I called them anyway, told them what was going on. They're like, it's not from pumping, it's not from breastfeeding. But I guarantee you, I was really pushing on my boobs quite a bit. So I'm pretty sure it was my own fault that it, came out of place. Now, I never was that intense with the pumping and pushing again, but it happened 3 more times on this side. So I resorted to wearing bras 24/7. All right, let's talk about bras. In the beginning, when I thought I could increase my milk supply, I had read that wearing compressive bras would lower your milk supply. And so I stopped wearing a bra, which I think also exacerbated the problem because when you have no support to hold up your implants, they are way more likely to come out of place, which obviously I learned. So I immediately started wearing bras all of the time, and any time that I would stop, it would flip out of place. So now we are, God, are you helping? I think she was 6 months old when it happened the first time, and she's 10 months old now. So for 4 months now, I have been wearing bras 24/7. I think just like a couple weeks ago, I tried to sleep without a bra on. I was successful. Nothing crazy happened, but I am so paranoid that my implant is going to flip out of place again. I cannot describe the pain of an implant coming out of place. Not to mention, this cutie smoochie is constantly crawling all over me and pushing on them. Yeah, you are. So wearing a bra is absolutely essential, which kind of sucks. Now, we've been talking about my left breast a lot. Let's talk about what happened with the right one. I woke up one morning and I was in an intense amount of pain on my right side. I did not know what was going on. I was really worried that that one had flipped out of place too, but it was a different kind of pain. It felt much worse, and it was tender to just like the lightest touch, which is impossible to stop when you have a baby because she doesn't know she shouldn't touch you there. Like, that's her zone, And so I suffered through it. I breastfed her through the day. I was hoping the pain would go away. I slept on my back that night and woke up, and I was still in a lot of pain. Got through that day. I was like, oh, it just needs to go back into place, And the next day I woke up and there was zero pain. Completely gone, no issues. Like, I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I looked in the mirror and my breast seemed smaller, like noticeably smaller than this one. And so I started looking into it a little, and what I found on the internet is that I likely had a rupture in this side, because it said you can experience a lot of pain when the rupture happens, and then it will go away and you will see your breast start to deflate. And I was devastated. I thought that I had gone through all of this struggle just to keep these stupid implants in, just for one of them to pop and me have to get them taken out anyway. Like, I was an emotional wreck over these stupid boobs. And so I called my doctor, told him what was going on. I sent them pictures, and they said it was kind of hard to tell. There was nothing like super noticeably wrong with them, but I might have caught it early. And he said over the next couple weeks, you will notice significant deflation if you did in fact have a rupture. So I watched it over the next couple weeks, and it didn't really seem like it was going any further than what I had initially seen. I was like, my boob is definitely smaller on this side, but it doesn't seem deflated necessarily. And so I fiddled with the implant a lot, and I was like, it feels wrong, but I don't know. Am I overthinking this? I have no idea what's going on. I ended up scheduling an appointment with my doctor anyway, just to have it checked out, because I got in my head about it. I was like, it's for sure deflating. Like, it looks so much smaller. And I need to know one way or the other. I'm going to feel really stupid if it's not, but I can't keep spinning out like this. I just need him to look at it and tell me what's going on. So I went to the doctor. He checked it out. He's like, everything looks fine. Yeah, everything looks fine. Oh, no! Thank you for the zoom. Thank you. Whoa, big baby. Oh no, who is that? Whoa, I see your boogers. So my doctor said everything looked fine. Everything was good to go. Nothing to worry about. It would be way more significantly noticeable if I had actual displacement or rupture. So I did feel a little dumb for stressing out, but I was glad that I just had an answer. At that point, I was just ready to have them taken out. I was done with it. It wasn't worth it anymore in my eyes. Like, I had wanted these implants since I was 16, and I didn't want them anymore. They were uncomfortable. I was tired of all the pain. Parker was crawling all over me, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. But after he told me nothing was wrong, I was like, okay, maybe we can get through this. Maybe it's not the end of the world. Parker at that point was like 8 or 9 months old, somewhere in that vicinity. I was like, okay, 3 months left of breastfeeding. I can do this. I can do this. I can do it. And so I have not had any more issues with breast pain since then. I have been vigilant about wearing bras all the time, and I have started pumping again, but not aggressively. Like, I put my little my little travel pumps that stick in the bras, I put those on, and I don't do any pushing on to get the breast milk out. I just let the pumps do their thing and take them off. And that is all that I do. And what I've noticed, unfortunately, over the past month is that my supply has just crashed into almost nothing. Not only that, but Parker's interest in breastfeeding has pretty much disappeared. She breastfeeds in the morning when she wakes up, but I was struggling to get her to focus during the day. Like, she just wanted to go explore and crawl and play, and like, she just did not have time to be laying there breastfeeding. And so I kind of took that as a sign to stop worrying about it. So for a while I pumped when I would normally breastfeed her. I would just give it to her in a bottle. But the conclusion that I've come to over the past couple days is that I'm done stressing out about it. I'm done trying to get my milk supply to come back. I'm done taking supplements, doing this, that, and the other thing. I'm just done. Like, it's not worth the stress anymore. And I had to look at myself in the mirror yesterday and be like, why are you doing this? Are you doing this for Parker, or are you doing this because everyone on the internet says breastfeed for the first year? This entire journey has been so stressful, and I love the connection that I have with my baby. I love breastfeeding her, but she doesn't seem that interested anymore. And what am I going through all of this for, other than just to say that I breastfed for a year? That's the only thing that I can think is, like, I put that in my mind as what I was gonna do, and now I can't let it go, and it's not worth it anymore. I am done. I will breastfeed Parker in the morning. I will breastfeed her if she requests during the day, which she doesn't, and that's that. If my supply disappears, then it disappears, and she will be fine. She has been fine. She is a healthy baby, and that is all I ever wanted. I think the hardest thing for me is getting over that mental hurdle of why I was pushing so hard in the first place. That is an ongoing struggle that I will keep you posted on over the next few months as we, finish up the breastfeeding journey. If you are going to keep your breast implants while breastfeeding, let me just make a handful of suggestions. Number 1, lower your expectations. Do not go into it thinking that you are going to be able to solely breastfeed. Maybe you'll get lucky and your boobs will grow and you'll make tons of milk and you'll be able to only breastfeed your kid. But more likely than not, your implant is taking up so much space already. That's not going to happen, and you're going to have to supplement with formula. So if you go in with that expectation, you won't be so disappointed. Number 2, be gentle when you're pumping. No matter how you decide to pump, just be gentle. You cannot follow typical breastfeeding pumping guidelines where you're supposed to push the milk out. If you're not doing it gently, it's just too aggressive for your implant, and it will most likely shift it out of place if you're doing it anything like I did it. So I would just say stay away from that, and hopefully pumping is enough to keep you from getting mastitis, clogged duct situations going on. Just be gentle. Number 3, you gotta wear a bra, at least in your waking hours when you're moving around and stuff. It's probably fine to not wear a bra when you're sleeping. I just, already had the flipping out situation going on, so I'm kind of in a worse position. But wear a bra when you're out and about, moving through your house, going about your day, whatever it is, wear a bra, support your implants, and protect them from, gravity. And lastly, don't overstress like I did. It is very, very hard to increase your milk supply once it dwindles. So do the best you can, but do not worry about other people's expectations, because truly, nobody really cares what you're doing, and if they do, they need to mind their own business. No matter how you decide to feed your baby, you're doing a great job, and they are going to be just fine. So don't stress. It will all be good, and all that matters is that you love your little bean no matter what. So I hope sharing my experience helped you in some way. Maybe it helped you make some decisions about what you want to do with your breastfeeding journey. I just wanted to put it out there because if it can help even one person, then that makes me happy. So I think I'm going to leave it there for this video. It's getting quite long. And if you have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.